Hi guys, welcome to the Day 9 Daily part 3 for Day 9 Daily number 384. We're looking at some PvPs, and man did we get the chance to dig deep, and that always delights me oh so much because, there's like the surface level stuff that you end up, you'll hear me talk a lot about that in commentary, like how you'll say things like, oh yeah, he's going to be doing a reactor Hellion and straight into Marine tank transition. But what really gets me super like, ooh, and having a good time is when you look at one small section really deep and focus on ultra extreme subtle timings and rearrangements, and we get to something else pops out the other end that you really had no idea about. And last time that was all about the Colossus and how they ended up doing way more damage to the Stalkers than my intuition would tell me. Could just be that my intuition is way off. Could be that it was a control thing, but now we have some clear directions to go in, and that is so fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to end up looking at another game between LiquidHerO and someone named Miles Prower from that Korean army, that Korean server, not from the Korean army. I don't know what he's doing for a profession, but you know what? We'll assume he's in the army. So we've taken a break from his usual military duties to engage in battle with LiquidHerO, and again we're going to do this key moment analysis, hopefully a little bit of a faster pace than we did last game, because in part 2 it took about 32 minutes to do. So we're going to pop into this game, we're going to breeze through it, and again I want you to start listing in your eyes what were some of the big key interaction moments where you think this huge shift ended up happening in who had the lead and who didn't. And this game is, I think, one of the best examples of why you need to be careful of focusing on these key moments. It's a 25-minute game. I'm going to put it at times 4. So that way we should be finishing it quite quickly. Hopefully in about 5 or 6 minutes. This game was weird to me. In part 2, I didn't talk as much about their interactions when we first ended up looking through the game. In this game, I will. Just because this was so wild to me. We're going to see Miles Prower pull ahead, pull more ahead, more mistakes from Hero, and then Prower does one horrific engagement, and then OGS Hero ends up winning the game. And it's kind of one of those games where you feel like you're losing the whole time, you win, and you get that feeling of relief, and then you don't go back and try to fix those problems. Look at this. Mega Aggression by LiquidHerO. Pushing up here is, your kind of basic interaction. I think it's kind of expected that you lose that one Zealot. Did he lose just the Zealot? Yeah, I guess he lost just the Zealot, the probe, and did some cancels. And that whole shenanigan move is there to throw the opponent into passivity, so that way we can do this. So I don't mind that so much. Oops, I slowed it down to ×2 because I suck. Wah! Getting our robo facility up. Don't mind that at all. Don't mind that one bit. See the Twilight Council. Did LiquidHerO see the Twilight Council? He did not. Alright, cool. So we can assume either low number of Stalkers plus Blink, which he can repel like that. That engagement went brilliantly for LiquidHerO. Or you can assume it's going to be a Robo army, which can't really attack him anyway. So I love the way that LiquidHerO played out this opening. I actually like this quite a lot. And notice how aggressive LiquidHerO's being. Oh, look at all these interactions. Cool. One big thing to distinguish this game from many others. What did I say about these key moments? I said if you're interacting in some way, or think about if you're interacting in some way and it worked good or bad, or if you shouldn't, or if you didn't end up interacting in a way and you should have. So for instance, very often you'll see a Protoss army keep his army here. And then the blinking player can blink in here, and then blink over here, and blink in here, all that sort of thing. Hero, on the other hand, is riding out to the center of the map, denying any opportunity for Miles Prower to do that sort of stuff. Only now does LiquidHerO end up pulling back. Still looks great for Miles Prower, or great for Hero. Hero, like an idiot, ended up losing that Colossus. That's pretty bad. Hero continuing to be very aggressive in these engagements, just pushing way farther forward. Targeting the buildings, doing a great job of that. Starting to pull slowly ahead. He's pulling ahead. Isn't that a great play by Prower? I would actually label this as Prower just doing correct engagement. There, blinking right, blinking left, finally hitting the money force field. Now let me just point out, that is the kind of engagement that you write down as damn. I gotta do that more. Game's looking pretty even, game's looking not so good. To be able to say something like, anytime I'm going Blink Stalker versus a Robo player, if I can kill off his robotics facility and he cannot, or actually, let me go in order. First, what I would do from Power's point of view is I'd say, holy shit, that felt good, you can't do anything. Clear win from Miles Power's point of view. Why did that work? One reason, Hero does not really have enough Blink Stalkers to engage. So Hero cannot really blink down. Maybe this would work if Hero didn't have blink. When would this fail for Miles Prower? It would fail if there was a Colossus that could trample down the force field. So, Miles Prower, because he picked off the Robo facility that was here, and because he killed the Colossus, now he can pull that off. Again, notice how he went in key moment, did it work well or not? And then we asked the question, why did it work well or not? So now Miles Prower in the clear lead. Hero, again, being very vigorous with these engagements. And again, we're going to take 2 or 3 of the really big engagements that you guys provide to me. Ba-da-dum-bum-ba-bum, warping stuffing. Next is... Alright, LiquidHerO, not looking good. He might try to blink up. He's going to pick that off, and he's going to lose a bunch of stuff. But he's still hanging in. Now Prower, getting ready. Looks like he wants to do the double Robo action. Nice. Hero, starting to gear up for some Archons. A nice little engagement, but still looks like Hero's a touch behind. I think Hero's probably trading in these engagements. Probably not gaining any ground necessarily. I could look at him a little bit more specifically, but, you know, this is just what the signs of the time are telling me. Hero does get, ooh, an earlier expansion. I like that. Starting to pull himself ahead. Some Archons popping out. More Colossus popping up. I mean, there is a late Twilight Council. I mean, he blinked up and killed off the charge when that was getting built before. Perhaps that buys Hero a little bit more time. If we actually just look at the, you know, this army size tab, looks like Miles Prower is way... He has way the hell more stuff, especially with these 7 frickin' Immortals doing all sorts of awesomeness. Hero, per usual, is going Stalker free, baby. All Stalker free. All the time. And now we have a big final engagement where LiquidHerO just barely has pulled ahead. It looks like Hero is... Yeah, no one has any upgrades. Hero started one. And then we have the final engagement, and somehow LiquidHerO comes out so way on top, my mind is blown. Ooh, what the heck? That was my instinct, is it was like, ooh, wow, nice move by Miles Prower early on. LiquidHerO trying to pull his way back in, can't really get any leeway. And then that happens, and I was like, ooh. Damn. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come back, and the first one that I'm going to note is interaction. The final big battle seemed to go really well for Hero. That's one thing that I'm just going to place down. So let's take some of your other thoughts. I put that down because that's already popping up in everything in the chat. So let's go ahead and throw out some more suggestions. Yeah. Yeah, Shackle009 says, let's look at the counter engagements from 9 minutes and 30 seconds to 10 minutes and 30 seconds to rebuild. Fantastic. That's the sort of thing that I really like. That nice specificity. Counter play by LiquidHerO. Did it work? Didn't it work? We'll end up finding it. Blink into the main at 1645. Let's go ahead and take that. Yeah. Blink into the main at 1645. And let's go ahead and write down just one more in case we have time. In case we have time. That's so good. Let's take it on. Astro Jesus, I will do this one. Actually, we will make that the first one because I like you, Astro Jesus. First, Colossus falling. Excellent. let's go through those one at a time. Let's begin rewinding our replay back, find out when that first Colossus happened, that big interaction went down, and why. Might be pretty simple, might be a little more subtle than we thought. We'll get some sort of to-do item out of it anyways. Alright. Here's all these little counter pushes by LiquidHerO. This was one of the things that was asked about. These end up helping or hurting. These were really cool plays right here by LiquidHerO. Alright, here comes the Colossus. Rally point. Oh. Huh. It was as simple as that. Oh, looks like we did manage to nab a couple of units. So the question is, did this go good or bad? Did this go really well or really poorly? I mean, he gets the Colossus, but then he does lose these 3 units. Do we think we could repeat that every time? Well, first Colossus falling. Somewhat bad. Not horrific, but not good, obviously. Solution. But I do want to note, we did get some of his stalkers. Solution. I would say try to bait him to blink. No, first what I want to do is say the obvious thing. Be very wary of Colossus rally points versus blink. And as an added thing, set rally into main. Because notice that this is a concept. Be wary of Colossus rally points if he's going blink. This is something that I should actually do. Bridge the gap between concepts and stuff to do. Let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. What's another thing I could do? Oh, yeah. Try to bait Stalker blank with Colossus. I think that's reasonable enough because, hell, we did see that this was good. And this, we want to try to repeat as much as we possibly can. So, yeah, I dug that. All right, cool. Pretty simple analysis. What else was there? 9 minutes and 30 seconds to 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Counterplay by LiquidHerO. Great. Let's end up coming back to 8 minutes because you can only rewind in 2-minute blocks because of, well, whatever reason. So let's see the way that these pushes ended up going. I might start just a smidge earlier. Looks like we had our zealots at the watchtowers. And we almost ended up losing that one zealot. Yeah, it looks like these are working out quite well for us. Being very careful. Yeah, and we're leaving zealots at the watchtowers. Is there any way that this could go awry? Well, was he blinking up into our main? I'm a little curious as to why Hero ended up pulling back there. I mean, the overall pushing back, I think, was pretty clear. Overall pushing him back seems good. Just keeping his stalkers back seems great. What possibly could have made him retreat? Well, he doesn't have this northern watchtower. If he had that northern watchtower, would that be good or not? This is the sort of interaction I want to bring up. You know what? I actually feel like maybe this retreat by Hero is smart. He holds the watchtowers for as long as he can. But I mean, right now, from LiquidHerO's point of view, he doesn't know if units are going to be coming down here. Even if he did have control of this watchtower, hell, a couple of units, like 2 stalkers come up here, clear this out, blink away if it's bad. Yeah, you know what? I really like this play by LiquidHerO. Yeah. So what I would say is, wow, overall pushing him back seems good. Now, I am going to use the term solution. Even though nothing actually went wrong, this actually was really good. Definitely try to push back aggressively at first. Feel free to slowly retreat as you lose control over center vision. Watchtowers. Because I'm envisioning a map like a Nerazim Crypt, or Nerazim Crypt or whatever, where there's 4 of these watchtowers, And if you try to hold like the 3 close to you, or even the 1 close to you, and the 1 close to him, you're slowly going to have to pull away, right? You're slowly going to have to end up pulling back. So I really like this play by Hero quite a bit. I think this was quite sexy. Yeah. So again, you're noticing that this key moment, this interaction just worked out great for us, right? We pulled ahead a little bit and the units lost. We suffered less damage. It bought us more time. Everything about it was sweet. Let's look at this blink into the main. That's 16 minutes. Alright, was it really that worth it? We see the blink. We don't really have that many units. I mean, that right side battle worked out great. So let's not overthink this too much. Let's see first how LiquidHerO was doing before. He was a smidge behind, right? He's 20 food behind, which I actually think is probably a little more significant than I'm making it sound. 20 food behind at this point is pretty bad. So he loses. Let's actually just count him. Loses the Observer, 1 Stalker, and that's it. Whoa! Hey, that was actually pretty good for Hero. And then this blink down. Wow. That worked out real nicely for LiquidHerO. And you know what's funny is that I actually thought that worked out badly for him. I was actually like, ugh, did he really need to do that? Did he really need to risk losing all those units? But then I looked in the main, and it looked like he just didn't really lose that much. And then this blink down here actually ended up being way more costly for miles per hour than it did for LiquidHerO. I mean, look at the gap between their units lost. And look as he pulls down. Look, it's about 1,000 difference. And then, holy crap, almost evens it right the hell up. Now, again, here is the criticality of doing something like these key moment analysis things is it's not just, man, I was behind, and at the end, man, I was still behind. Right now, what we need to say is LiquidHerO is 30 food behind. And then after this whole move that he does, he gets his opponent to be only 20 food behind. Pretty straightforward, right? Again, it was this key interaction where suddenly this happened. We got closer together. That's really cool. So let's actually pop back in and say, overall, I don't even need to use the word overall because everything I'm talking about is overall. Oh, look at me, redundant. By the way, let me just point out what I just did writing-wise, where I removed the word overall. Remove words that don't contribute to what the hell you're saying. It's like when people begin conclusions in essays with the phrase, in conclusion. Oh, that is like the worst writing possible. I mean, the person knows is the conclusion. The person's not dumb. They just conclude it, you know? That's like beginning your paper with, here's my introduction. Like, don't do that. That's really bad. Or for example, if you're writing and you say, well, he clearly did this. In writing, that's like really bad writing, because if it's clear that he did it, then why are you writing it down? I know I say the word clearly a lot, because I like to really emphasize the shit out of points. But technically, it's actually like really bad writing. It's actually quite bad. I should probably even remove that from my speech. I know why I do it, but I should really stop. So, clearly, I should stop doing that. Clearly. So anyways, the blink into the main. Very positive outcome for us. So, what do I want to do in my next games? Well, I want to, at any point in mid-plus game where I have blink and a good number of immortals sentries, I can push to his base for blink ups, knowing that I'm relatively safe. Now, I think that it's important that I actually wrote all of this out to think of this, or to be able to think about this in a clear fashion. In this game, LiquidHerO was behind. He was very far behind after some Blink Stalker play, and it turned out very positive. This would have worked if Miles per hour was not ahead. This would have worked if Miles per hour was behind. This should, in fact, just always work as long as we have this strong army to fall back on. What we see, Miles per hour's mistake is that he got these Immortals and Zealots out of position. What Miles per hour should have done is only pulled his Stalkers back and then taken these Zealots and Immortals and gone this way to kind of engage in the fight. Because suddenly, at this moment, these things are all out of position. So in fact, I would further say, be careful to be aware of where his Immortals and Zealots are located. Try to get those out of position. Sweet, fantastic. Great, good stuff, good stuff. Good jank. Let's go ahead and just talk through the final battle rather than write all the stuff down because I have been going for 23 minutes. How was it that LiquidHerO was able to win this battle so one-sidedly? It'll be happening in about a minute. I'm noticing how long LiquidHerO is taking to actually produce many of those Stalkers. He's actually taking quite a long time. These Stalkers were not around so much. Let's actually go to the units. It looks like Mr. Prower is way ahead in Zealots, way ahead in Immortals. On our end, on LiquidHerO end, it looks like pretty even in every way, but the Colossus are the one thing that's different. Let's go through this big battle. I think the answer is just that in late game engagements, Zealots are just not really going to do very much. Oh, and the Immortals were way the hell far at the back. Oh. Oh, God. I'm already seeing the Zealots getting absolutely smashed. Looks like... Yeah, I would actually say that that's just a really good angle for LiquidHerO with all the Immortals never actually shooting things that are armored. Ever? And everything just getting completely ripped apart. And you know, I'm actually even noticing that at this point we're about 30 food ahead of our opponent. I feel like a lot of that was the Zealots that got just wiped off the face of the planet. I mean, we're ahead by 10 Zealots. That's about 20 food. And the fact that our Immortals were at the back is also going to end up being quite bad, I feel. Positioning for Miles per hour I don't think could have been worse. It's actually about as bad at positioning as you can get. Zealots perfectly clumped together. Ah. Excessive force fielding is another thing I'd probably look at. But I think that sort of as a general trend, I'd say, hey, this battle ended up working out really, really nicely for us. Going for this Colossus Archon mixture is increasingly becoming popular. And you know what? I do some analysis on that shit, alright? I've been doing fucking key analysis stuff for 90 minutes. Look, I'm just done. I would just do an analysis on it. I want to watch anime, okay? That's the real reason I'm not going to do the analysis. Look, I would have done more, alright? I enjoy doing that stuff, but I'm just done, alright? Look, I'm just done. I'm finished. I quit. Actually, did he have charge? This is so bad. I should really just shut up. Yeah, I had charge. Alright, cool. I'm done. Guys, that wraps up the week's shows. I did it. That's it. Guys, submit to me those Fun Day Monday replays at Monday at day9.tv. Next week, Liquid Zenio. And of course, because everyone's been sending me that mech TVP stuff, we'll take a look at that. Isn't that great? Until then, I want to give you something to do. What should that be? Ah, I have it. Are you ready? Are you ready? Guys and gals, I want you to do the following. There is a type of person who is not a stranger, yet below an acquaintance. Like the barista who gives you coffee at Starbucks. Right? You have a reason to interact with her, therefore she's not a total stranger. And yet you'll probably never talk to her ever again. I would like you, by the end of the weekend, to give a compliment to one of those above stranger folks. To that barista, hey, I like your hair. That's fucking awesome hair. Something like that. Dish out a compliment to that specific kind of person. And actually, you can tweet me and let me know how it goes. My Twitter is @day9tv, DAY9TV. Shut up, Sean. Shut up. Turn it off. Turn the stream off, Sean. Okay. Okay. I really like it. I really like it. Boom. Oh, yeah, and everyone's like, it's going to be so awkward. It isn't. I do it all the time. And everyone at the Chipotle and the Starbucks, they love it when I get stuff there. Done, done. Gonna have some fun.